Hi everyone, I'm super excited today to show you our new Iris user interface. So let me just log into the Iris system and you'll notice this looks very familiar. What we've added is at the top right hand corner underneath your name, we've added a switch to new look button that allows us to switch to the new look of Iris. It will ask you to authenticate again. The reason why we have a new authentication mechanism which is slightly more secure, so it will ask you to authenticate again. Once we're in new UI, you'll notice quite a few things have changed. By default, we send you into the default dashboard, which gives you a summary of your network or your infrastructure and just kind of gives you a nice representation of how things are looking. Obviously this dashboard you can change, but this is the default one that we've created for you. You'll notice the menu, instead of being at the top, has now moved down to the left hand side. So the menu uses a drawer system as well, so we're able to pull the drawers in and out and go to those menu items, get to those menu items nice and quickly, which is great. Then along the top we have changed the top bar quite a bit and we made it into more of a toolbar. And you'll notice if I click on my initials, we have the ability to do light and dark mode, so we can toggle that on and off. We also have switched back to the old look, so if you want to go back to the old look, and we have the same sort of change passwords and switch users we had before. What we have done is added the landing page here as well, so you can choose where you want to land when you log into the system. So by default it goes to the default dashboard, but if you create your own dashboard, you're able to choose that dashboard down here as well, or any other part of the system. And we thought that was quite a nice addition. If we move further down to the left of the toolbar, we have the apps. So if all installed apps will go here. We have a bell that shows you all new alarms in the system, which is quite nice. So when you log in, you get front and center. There are 84 new alarms on this particular system. If I click on those alarms, it takes us to our alarm page where we can see the new sort of deeper look of our alarm system. Next to that is our Iris status indicator. So this applies to Iris admins only. So only if you're an Iris admin you get to see the status. And this kind of just gives you an overview of the state of the Iris cluster. So this is processors, Iris servers, polars, those kind of things in the cluster. Clicking on that will give you the status. Going down into the individual polars or individual processors, you'll be able to see a bit more detail of what's going on. Alright, so now we move on to the search graphs bar. And what we've done with this search graphs bar is made it omnipresent in the interface, meaning that it's always available to you. We found that in our old interface, customers used our search interface quite a lot, and we thought in the new UI, let's make it always there, always available for you to search. So if the search bar works the exact same way it did before. If I search for criteria that I want, so I want to see traffic on a certain interface, I type in those keywords and I get to see the data quite nice and quickly as we did before. The difference you'll notice now is that these graphs are now built out of JavaScript and they're not images as they were before. You are able to hover over these graphs and see the individual data points that make up the graph. You are able to as well zoom into those data points and zoom in closer and find that time frame that you're looking for. Or right here on the search interface. If you click on the title of the graph, it takes us through to the troubleshooter as it did before. The troubleshooter has been redesigned to make the graph a lot bigger, a lot fuller, that use the full space of the browser. All our controls now are up at the top. For troubleshooting, and you'll notice the configuration events and all that other data is now in a sub menu. The information that we had on the right hand side of the graph is now moved to a tab, so you can see it over here. That you can just click on the button and you see all the detail around it. Again, all the same controls are all here for exporting. All right, so if we go back to our start page, our start dashboard. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is the graph browser. So what we did with the graph browser is we wanted to make it omnipresent as well, like the search bar. A lot of our customers use the graph browser a lot, and we just thought that it would be a good idea to just always have it in the interface. So if you click on the folder at the top here called the graph browser drawer pulls out from the left hand side, and then you have the same type of data that you would have in the graph browser that you have currently. So if you click on the top item, it shows you the detail below that. You are able to pin this item down as well, to pin the graph browser or unpin it. It's completely up to you. If we unpin it, it becomes a full screen. I can then just pull it back out again and see the rest and see the other data. We've also added a help section at the bottom left hand side of the page where you're able to contact the team, look at the knowledge base, or even take a tour. So the tour is very similar to what I've done today, where it kind of just goes through the interface and highlights some of the new features that we've done. So that's just a quick overview of the new user interface for Iris. We are super excited to release it to our customers, and I hope you guys enjoy it as much as we do.